Right guys, so PGYTECH have just sent me this bag. This is the OneMo Tactical Backpack, and in the email it said it's good for outdoor photography environments as well as extreme missions.
Right, I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't really had enough time to take this bag on a proper extreme mission, but I figured I could probably make it feel like the bag has been on one. Right, it's probably worth mentioning that I didn't do any of those tests with camera gear actually inside the bag, just because that would have been absolutely mental. However, I've dragged it across the rocks, thrown it into the rocks, slammed it into the ground, rolled it down some hills, and honestly there's not even a mark on it. Like, this fabric is tough, it's almost towards kind of a canvasy type material, sort of what you would expect on a tactical or military style bag. And PGYTECH do advertise this as being kind of abrasion resistant, tear resistant, and also kind of splash resistant too. And although that wasn't obviously the world's most scientific test, I'm going to say I believe them. This is going to be a tough bag.
So pretty perfect coming into the winter here in the Canadian Rockies. And it does feel like a really solid bag. The bag itself feels really rigid, and this outer fabric also feels really tough. And on top of that, it has some great features here on the front and on the back system. Starting off in the front of the bag here, you can tell it has some really nice kind of military styling, some tactical styling. And this bag's colorway is kind of a dark camo. And it's not actually an overbearing camouflage. I actually really like the colorway on this bag. And you might be able to see on the front here, we've got a lot of kind of webbing along the bottom and all these attachment points along the top. Now this is actually called MOLLE. And MOLLE stands for Modular Lightweight Load Carrying Equipment. And it's something commonly used in the military on military style bags. And what that means is there's a lot of attachment points here. And you can get a lot of different bags that will just have webbing on them that threads through these gaps. So with this bag, there's a lot of choice for little add-ons for extra bits of storage. You'll find a lot of different bags that have compatibility with the MOLLE system. So you can upgrade this bag and add extra storage to it on the front. So a great little thought from PGYTECH on that one. Starting off with storage on the front here as well, we obviously have this front pocket here. A good little accessory pocket. This is where I've actually been keeping the rain cover for this bag, because in all honesty, there isn't really a specific place for the rain cover, it just comes inside the bag, but it's great to have one, and this is probably the perfect spot for it. So I've been keeping that inside there. There's also a couple of organisation pockets on the front here as well. You can see here, there's a battery pack in that one. Perfect little spot for that sort of stuff. Again, good little spot for accessories. They've also got this great little opening system on the front here on the top. So all you have to do is lift this up for quick access, and then we've got this really big pocket on the front. Like in here at the moment, I've just kind of got like a monopod type thing in there, but I think that's going to be where you'd store sort of layers and all that sort of stuff. So not only is it quick to open, all we need to do to shut it is just pull these tabs down as well, and that secures that lid over the top of that there, like that. Then on the side of the bag, we have some more webbing, some straps, and also one of these big stretchy pockets. Very similar to what you might find on the One Pro Flex bag from PGYTECH. But this pocket here can be used for a water bottle. It's big enough to fit a nice litre Nalgene bottle in, or also for tripod storage. Feet of your tripod go in here, and then it gets strapped back to the bag using this top strap. We have that on both sides as well. Right, then we have the back of the bag, and I think PGYTECH have nailed this again. This seems to be something they're really good at, is putting really nice, breathable, supportive and comfortable back systems on camera bags. Often something quite similar to what you'd find on a higher end hiking bag. Now this one doesn't have a fully suspended frame like you'd find on the One Pro Flex, but it does have what they're calling their kind of Aeris frame. And what you'll see on the back here, you've got this kind of mesh for breathability, and then on the bottom and the top, we've got kind of like a concertinaed foam, I'd say, with channels cut into it, allowing breathability through this foam, and a really comfortable fit as well. And like I said, PGYTECH have kind of nailed these back systems, and again, this is a great one. It's also fully adjustable as well. At the top here, we just have a simple Velcro system. So a little bit more simple than on their One Pro Flex bag, but I think that's a good thing. If it's meant to be a really tough bag, the simpler the better. It's quite a common adjustment system that you see on, again, high-end hiking bags, but you undo this Velcro, and then we can just pull the back up and down to adjust to a small, medium or large back length. So great to have that adjustability.
So today I've been carrying this bag around for hours on end, absolutely full of gear, and it is super comfortable and has remained so. That padding on the back is really doing its job, and obviously in those hotter months that breathability is going to be super useful as well. And with the adjustability on this bag, I've really managed to dial in the fit. Apart from that kind of main adjustment at the back there, you've obviously got all the normal things like waist strap adjustments, shoulder strap adjustments, as well as these kind of load lifters at the top of the shoulders there. That's pretty much the adjustments you're going to get on all bags that are designed to carry weight or kind of high-end hiking bags. But there's a couple of little bits of design on this bag that make those features really nice. And the first one of those is the way that this chest strap adjusts. Just on the side here, we've got these little plastic flip block levers. We open those up and then the whole chest strap just slides up and down really nicely along the shoulder strap here. And then when you've got that dialed into exactly where you want it to be, you can just push that little tab back and it clicks into place, and then you've got a really solid hold on the chest strap. And then down here on the waist strap, you might notice there is this little piece of fabric behind the buckle. Now, I wouldn't say that that piece of fabric is really doing a lot in regards to comfort for the bag, because there's not really a lot of padding in there. It's relatively thin. But what it is doing is offering a bit of protection for those expensive layers. And if you're somebody that hikes a lot or does a lot of outdoor photography or a lot of outdoor activity, the chances are you own some really lightweight, expensive down jackets or some fancy kind of merino base layers. And I can't begin to tell you how many merino base layers I've begun to destroy, because every time I clip my bag together, I get the fabric caught in there. But with that little piece of fabric there, that little piece of padding, that's not really going to happen. So that's a feature that I really like.
We've also got loads of padding on the straps here as well as on this hip belt. Super comfortable straps, and again, a bit kind of a mesh ventilation through there as well to let some air kind of pass through so you're not going to get super hot. A little bit of added extra to these straps as well. Again, you can see lots of webbing, lots of clipping points. Again, perfect for attaching little accessories and extra bags. And one of my favorite features of any PGYTECH bag as well is this little piece of nylon webbing on the side here, which is designed to have a camera clip on it. And it's great. Like, it is so nice having that camera clip not pushing directly against your body and having the padding of the strap between you and your camera. But you know, I said it before when reviewing their other backpack, but every camera bag should really have this feature. There is no reason not to. It makes it so much more comfortable, and these capture clips are so common nowadays. Now onto the hip strap on the bottom here. For this bag, this hip strap is actually a separate accessory. It's sold separately. It's not particularly expensive, but it is definitely a worthy add-on, and to be honest with you, I feel like the bag should have come with it originally. But again, it's really nice and padded and comes with a lot of attachment points on the side here. Again, one's perfect for that capture clip if you want to hold a camera on your waist strap. Now, there are a few different ways you can get access into the main compartment of this bag, and one of them I really like, I found really useful. First though, we have a side pocket entry here, so we can open that guy up, and then we've got entry to the side part of the bag. The bag is actually easily big enough inside here to store 2 cameras, or maybe 3 cameras if you really wanted to. So maybe if you've got a camera with a different lens on it, there's 2 quick access areas that you might want depending on what cameras and lens setup you're using. But inside the side pocket here as well, we also have their battery indicators from PGYTECH. So in there I've got 2 batteries, and we have this slider that slides from green to red. That's just to indicate if you've got any charge left in those batteries. Again, a super useful place to have battery indicators and to have batteries. The 2 things you're going to want quick access to when out shooting is either more batteries or the camera itself. So fantastic that they are in that little spot. I've actually set this up myself with this quick access being for my wildlife lens. So I didn't rearrange the whole bag to fit this in kind of vertically, but I think you could do. But that's a really good lens to have quick access to, because for me, if I'm on the road driving to a location here in the Rockies and I see some wildlife, this is the one lens I'm going to want to get my hands on. So I'm using that quick access door to get hold of that one.
So that second quick access door is actually on the top of the bag here. And it's that quick access door that I am finding to be by far the easiest to use whilst out in the field. You just open it up using the zip here, and then this flap kind of folds forward, and then you've got access to your camera from the top. And the great thing about that being at the top is you're not really limited to the width of the bag. So with a quick access door on the side, the kind of length of lens you can keep attached to your camera body is a little limited because you've only got, you know, that much space. However, storing it vertically like this means, depending on how you arrange the bag on the inside, you can fit a really, really long lens on your camera, keep it attached and pull it out really fast. So if you are a wildlife photographer and you carry like a 300, 400 or 500mm lens, you're going to be able to rearrange the insides, keep that on your camera and still get to it really quickly from this door at the top here. So that has to be one of my favorite features of this bag. The inside of this door of this bag as well is this nice kind of felt feeling material. So if you do have an LCD screen on the back of your camera that's going to be pushing up against the bag, it's not going to get scratched. This is a really nice soft surface for it to be up against. And then we also have another zipper here for a little bit of an accessory pouch to help you organize those smaller things as well. So yeah, I've been finding that super useful when I'm shooting out here in the snow. So I suppose one of the main things to consider with any camera bag is how you access the main compartment of the bag and how you're actually going to work from this bag. And this bag is great, right? It opens up in full. There's not like a small door you open to get access to part of the bag. You access all of the bag at once. And there's this really nice water resistant YKK zipper running right around the outside of the bag. And it is smooth. It's super smooth around the corners, smooth all the way around. And then it opens in full like this. Part of me does prefer a barn opening door style, like on the other PGYTECH bag I have. However, I think this is better for kind of longevity. My thought with that is durability wise, there's no zipper on the bottom of the bag here. That's a solid connection. So I think that's where most of the weight's gonna go. So maybe for durability, this is the better call, having the flap kind of come out this way like that. On the back of the door here, we do also have a laptop sleeve, big enough for a 16-inch MacBook Pro. And then on this side, you can see that it's all dividers, it's all camera bag, and you can fit a hell of a lot in here. At the top here, this is where I'd have my 24-70 and my R6 that I'm filming on right now. That would fit nicely into the top. And then on top of that, I have another camera body and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra lenses, a DJI Osmo and a couple of sets of filters. And one of those lenses is a 150-600mm lens, so it's big. So you can fit a hell of a lot in here. There's plenty of dividers. You can arrange the bag any which way you like. There's even more dividers that it comes with that aren't in here because I had to take some out because it just comes with so many. However, what I would say in regards to this bag and storage is there isn't really a lot of other space for extra bits. And I feel like if you're going out on an extreme mission or kind of going on a landscape photography trip, I'm probably going to want to be taking a few layers with me as well, especially out here in the Canadian Rockies. So there is, of course, a little bit of space out in the front of the bag here in that kind of stretch pocket. And you've also got a little bit of space here, which I think would be great for like a toque or a hat or some mitts, that kind of thing. However, that's obviously when the MOLLE system is going to come in super useful. The idea of this bag is you can add extra capacity to it in any way you want to using this system. So you can buy extra add-on bags, strap them on, and that can be your little lunch bag, your first aid kit, or a little bag for extra layers. So it is a super adaptable bag. And if you only really want to own one camera bag, this is a great option for you because it can be a pure camera bag, but you've also got the option to add on those extra accessories and extra storage when you need it, depending on what you want to use the bag for or what shoot you're going to go on.
We also have a nice little Velcro patch here as well if you want to customize the bag and put your own little patch on there. And again, the bottom of the bag here as well is again super solid. It's like a rubberized, abrasion resistant bottom. Again, part of the bag that's going to end up on the ground a fair amount. On top of that as well, we've got some more loops to add more gear on. So it really is a fully featured bag and it is going to be super tough. So if you are on the lookout for a new bag, I would highly recommend checking this guy out. It's a little bit different from some other bags with some great features and some really good durability. There is a link in the description below. If you use that link, it does help support the channel, but there's also a little discount code in there as well. That is the OneMo Tactical Backpack from PGYTECH.